While we're waiting, I push my boulder up a hill, and I'm debating whether I'd get further off by standing still. So while you're waiting for acknowledgement from anyone, some needed more than you and didn't get enough when they were young. While we're waiting, I take my time, I take yours too. For all the words I speak, I never feel as though I'm getting through. While we're waiting for a lesson about less is more, I am guessing it's calamity and danger you adore. And what for? One window closing can still open doors. I'm gonna sit right down and share myself with you. I'm gonna show you who I am, I really am. I'm gonna listen to my face is blue. I'm gonna give you all I can. While we're waiting, tell you what I'm gonna do. Gonna wait right here, stand in line with you. While we're waiting, I glance around, there's lots to see. I take it all in as I wonder what's in front of me. As future turns to history, I figure out how much more I can be.
Happy Hanukkah. Light the first candle on the menorah with me, Bupkis. It's Tuesday, December 15th, and still Hanukkah. So, light 'em if you got 'em. It'll be a real barn burner tonight on Dave J. Tuesday. There. Hey everybody, and welcome to another installment of Dave J. Tuesday. It's your old pal, Dave J. from New York City, songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters. How are you? How have you been? I've missed you. Give me a hug. Can I wrap my... How do I... we'll figure it out later. We have so much to get to. I want to welcome you. It's been a couple of weeks before I even get into the production notes, as I like to call them. I want to welcome our special guest, as you've now seen, Bupkis. That's right. Bupkis is here to help us celebrate Hanukkah and light the menorah for us. I want to invite you as well to let us know who you are, how you're doing, where you are, what it is you're feeling, and all those good things in the commenter section below. It might be down this way, depending on when you're watching it. Leave me comments even if you're not watching it live. If you're watching it post the live taping, then you can let us know, and I will be sure to respond as best I can. So, with that in mind, we're playing catch-up tonight because, as you may know, being a dedicated, loyal follower of fashion, I was going to say by the Kinks, that's a song by the Kinks, a follower of the Dave J. Tuesday experience, I guess you could call it. The last 2 weeks, we were not going live. We had some pre-tape shows sharing some of my original holiday songs because, as I've told you, I've been shooting a feature film, an indie feature film, a zombie buddy comedy with my friend Evan Seplow. More on that later. We've got so much to get to. But before we get into the finality of the rest of the show, I mean, everything is final. Look, final bill of sale. It's all got to go. I want to invite you to check out stuff like this. Yes, check it out. Dave J. Tuesday Licious. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that nice? Got a whole bunch of wonderful products, and there they are. The mugs, you've got two kinds. You've got the tumbler. You've even got the mask. Woman sold separately. And even a huge guitar pick. It's actually not huge. It just looks big in the picture compared to everything. You follow me. Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's get into the program. But I do want to say those make wonderful Hanukkah and Christmas gifts. Better late than never. You still have time for Christmas. Okay, well, being that we haven't been together in the past 2 weeks, there's a lot of news to catch up on, a lot of happenings, and among them, as you know, I'm a huge New York Jets fan, and the Jets they're now 0-13, but a week and a half ago when they were only going 0-12, they had a shot. They had a shot to win that game, that 12th game, and with 30 seconds left, it looked like they were going to. And I guess it's important for you to know, if you're not following football, that the Jets, number one, right now, they're certainly the worst team in the league. They may be certainly included in one of what you would call the worst teams in the history of the NFL. I don't think that's over-dramatizing it. If you think so, let me know in the comments or section below. We can discuss. But for the sake of the show and what we're talking about, I had been encouraged by mentors and friends to create more material about the New York Jets. And well, I saw this loss with 5 seconds left in the game, totally blown on a bad defensive call, or we should say a risky defensive call by the head defensive coach, known as the defensive coordinator. His name is Greg Williams. He was fired the next day after the game because of this well, let's just say poorly timed call, to be very diplomatic about it. And so I saw my opportunity, and the play that he called was called a cover zero. Now I'm going to explain this a little further for those of you who aren't in the know, and just to tell you that the number one pick in the draft next year is projected to be considered the best quarterback in over 10 years in a draft. Now, of course, you never know what you're going to get for sure, but this guy's projected much, much higher than your normal high projection, put it that way. So, in a way, at this point, it's only good for Jets fans if the Jets lose every game. I know it's sort of it is anticlimactic. Anticlimactic word of the day.
Word of the day.
Antimicrobial? No. Well, it's anti. You wouldn't normally tell me what that word is in the commenter section below, but it's that feeling where you shouldn't be rooting against your team. You root for them all the time, and now all of a sudden anti. I know the word's on the tip of my brain. Well, no matter. We're going to get right to my song and content about the Jets. Cover zero. Enjoy.
It's about as tough a time as ever to be a New York Jets fan. So let's keep it fun, huh? Well, as we all know, our beloved New York Jets once again snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. This time due to freshly fired defensive coordinator Greg Williams' outrageously timely zero cover call. So, it's time for a Jets recap in song.
Cover zero, you're our hero, 'cause you kept us 0-12, 0-16. It means we could clean Trevor Lawrence himself. So Greg Williams is worth billions for keeping the Jets dream alive. 'Cause as backwards as it sounds, Jets fans say bring it down, let's nosedive for the prize. Cover zero. Hashtag tank for Trevor.
Thank you. I'm your old pal Dave J. from New York City. Songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters.
Happy Hanukkah, second candle up with me, Bupkis. Well, thank you, Bupkis, and thank you all for hopefully enjoying that Jets tune that I enjoyed bringing to you so much. Bupkis is going to help us throughout the evening to light all of the candles on the menorah because, after all, we're already well into Hanukkah, as I like to pronounce it. It helps clear the throat and at the same time pronounce a holiday in its original form, as I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the commenter section below. Okay, well, what else has been happening in the news since we've last connected? President-elect Biden has been very busy filling out his cabinet and probably filling out his prescriptions while I think about it. But okay, and speaking of such a way of expressing myself, that brings me to another thing that happened to him that I'd like to express as the joke of the day.
Joke of the day.
Joe Biden broke his foot. Now what's he gonna put in his mouth? I'm Dave J. from New York City, songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters. Thank you.
Joke of the day.
Third candle, anyone? Bupkis. Well, thank you again, Bupkis. You're doing a fantastic bang-up job, if I do say so myself. It's a pleasure to have him aboard. And, all the news that's going on in the world, well, in my life, it's not all public consumption stuff, although this is, I guess I missspake, because it is public consumption. I'm bringing it to you publicly. But what I meant to say is it's not all national news. It's not all world news. There's some personal stuff going on. After all, I've been very active, creatively and otherwise. And on that note, on Friday or so, this past Friday, I picked up my guitar and came up with this riff that I liked, and then from that, you want to figure out what you can do with it because it's catchy to you, So I've been working on this new song, is essentially what I'm trying to tell you. And yesterday I had a little time to set up and try to play through what I had developed over the weekend. It's a song that I like to call Save It for Another Day. See what you think.
Procrastinate, and though it is late, it's there here to stay. The fear won't abate, so I'll save it for another day. Save it for another day. Save it for another day.
This is Bupkis. I played dreidel and lost again. Let's light the fourth candle and call it a win. Happy Hanukkah.
All right. Well, Bupkis hasn't been so successful with the dreidel as he points out, and yet another example of his success, if you want to call it that, with a dreidel, comes in the form of what we like to call Bupkis Butcher's Hanukkah hymns.
Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. When it's dry and ready, oh dreidel, I will play. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of hay. The big bad wolf huffed and puffed and blew my top away. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of stick. The big bad wolf huffed and puffed and turned it into dreck. Dreidel, 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 made it out of brick. The big bad wolf blew his brains out, and all day long I did shtick. Does the big bad wolf really have anything to do with Hanukkah? No, pig's a trafe. But the dreidel song is a snooze, and I'm Bupkis. Ha ha!
Well, thank you very much, Bupkis. I think he's a little bit confused with some of the mythology, but you got to give him at least partial credit. And after all, he is correct. The songs for Hanukkah, for goodness sakes, we as Jews, we've really managed to keep together and stay strong. But in the song department for our own holidays, not so much. No, we've been concentrating on the Christmas songs. If you look at the See Irving Berlin, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We referenced that on an earlier show not too long ago, but moving along, because after all, Hanukkah is the festival of lights. You know that, I know that, we all know that, and that brings me to want to share not just about the Hanukkah festival of lights, but all of the light in my life, and well, the lights of my life, quite frankly, are my lovely, unspeakable wife, Kumi, and my dear, loving mother, Mom, as she is known to be called. And so for these two ladies who are the lights of my life, I now would like to share a very special song, and it's called A, not like the Fonz, A, you're adorable.
Darling, you're exciting, and if you're a feather in my arms, gee, you look good to me, H, you're so heavenly, you're the one I idolize. J, you're like Jack and Jill, K, you're so kissable, and L's for the love light in your eyes. And then alphabetically speaking, you're A-OK. You made my life complete. V means you're very sweet. W, X, Y, and Z. It's fun to wander through the alphabet with you, to tell you what you mean to me.
Very nice indeed. We're very excited for Mom, for wives, for all that we love, right? All the lights of our lives. And besides, were those not some deep dulcet tones? You got to admit, huh? Dulcet, word of the day.
Word of the day.
And now for a man puts the dull in dulcet, Mr. Bupkis.
I ate a delicious latke, and now I'm ready to light the 5th candle. This is Bupkis.
He's doing a bang-up job. I actually think it is. What is it, the 5th or 6th night already? I've lost track. My abacus is broken. My abacus is in the shop. Now I'm turning into Bupkis. Look at that. Okay, he is my oxymoron? That's not the word alter ego, that's the word I'm looking for. Well, moving right along, we have more news to catch up on. After all, it has been 2 full weeks, and what else has happened in the last few weeks that we as a community, as a tribe, can discuss. You want to let me know? Go ahead in the commenter section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'll tell you mine, because after all, I'm a huge Beatles fan, and who isn't? I know there are those few people. You ever meet those few people? They're out there. They like to say that the Beatles suck. Sorry, Ma, she doesn't like the word sucks. They watch every show, my parents. Let's hear it for them. The loves of my lives, the lights of my life. Okay, enough with the thick stuff I'm pouring on there. Let's continue with the thought about the Beatles. Sadly, last week marked the 40th anniversary of John Lennon's murder. And, a lot of people were posting all sorts of tributes. And, well, I don't want to brag or anything, but, I'm known to know my way around a Ouija board. Let's just put it that way, right? And so I did a little Ouijaing, and I was able to come up with something just for you fine folks watching tonight. It's the John Lennon's Message for You from the Great Beyond. Enjoy.
Hello, this is John Lennon talking to you from the Great Beyond. The other side of the Ouija. Ouija? Cuckoo. Can you believe it's been 40 years? Everybody loves you when you're 6 foot in the ground. Well, the joke's on you. I was cremated. Well, thanks for remembering me. There's not a day goes by I'm not watching over Yoko and Sean, Julie, and even Paul, Everyone and everything. Wouldn't you know it? When I arrived in heaven, again I had to explain the "we're bigger than Jesus" comment, this time to St. Peter himself. I said, I'm not saying we're better or greater or comparing us with Jesus Christ as a person or God as a thing. I just want to leave you with one closing thought. No matter what we disagree on, we're still one community. Why can't we be one community? Why are we always breaking in three? Why can't we be one community? I'm talking about you and me. Put down your dukes and pick up the pieces of your life. Put down the nukes and the gun, rope, tongue, missile, bullet, knife. Why can't we be one community? Why are we always bringing in three? Why can't we be one community? I'm talking about you and me. Tell me the truth, there's harm in beatings round the bush. Don't turn me to sleuth, cause I detect bullshit when shove comes to push. Cause anyone is someone when there's someone there to need you. You're the one who freed you all the while. Why can't we be one community? Why can't we be one community? Why can't we be one community? One community. Beetle bow. Well, cheer up and cheerio. It's going to be all right. Peace and love, right, Ring? John Lennon talking to you from the Great Beyond. Hanukkah, the festival of lights. 6th candle tonight. The lights are glowing brighter with me, Bupkis.
My goodness, I'm so proud of Bupkis. He's really making something of himself. What with going out and lighting the menorah as he has. And of course, I was very excited to hear John Lennon give us all his message. Isn't that wonderful? You know what else is wonderful? Seeing what you fine folks had to write here on the broadcast. Let's check it out. All right. Hey, DMD, Debbie Marie, how are you? Is David there as well? Welcome. I'm glad you liked the song. Were you referring to One Community as sung by John Lennon from Beyond? Not just John Lennon from Beyond. This is even more exciting news. It's one thing if you got John Lennon singing, but if he's singing through the likes of like a Ouija board, that's pretty impressive stuff if you do ask me. I will tell you. Let us know. Oh no, he's not. Okay, well, send them our regards. Yes, that one. All right, well, thank you very much. It's good to have you back. Good to have you aboard. How are you? How you doing? I hope you're holding up all right with all the kookiness, craziness in the world. We have our humble little broadcast continuing on, as you see, on Tuesday nights. We've missed you. We love you. And I just connected with a fellow Livingstonite. I don't know if you knew Dave Coker. Did you know David Coker? He's apparently a year behind us from Livingston High School, Deb. Good guy, great musician, brilliant. And we've connected twice over the last 2 days. And tomorrow we're going for the trifecta. So it's great to connect with a fellow Livingstonite, a fellow musician, and all that good stuff. And DMD, Debbie Marie, rather, if you have any thoughts, any requests, any comments, any thoughts, please let us know in the comment section below. But we are going to continue on now with what we do currently have planned, and we hope you are enjoying, as always. So we had John Lennon appear, and we are talking all about the Festival of Lights and light-related things. And with that in mind, when I was workshopping my solo show, my one-man show that became the show John, Paul, George, Ringo, in which I played John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, I would learn a lot of little tips and tricks from our brilliant, fearless leader, the director, Brad Calcaterra. He taught the class that I workshopped the show in for a good year. And one of the many things he would point to, especially when it comes to improvising a show, as my show was improvised with the audience, he said, among other things, it's very easy when things seem to be going wrong or you get thrown by something. It's human nature to go towards something dark because you basically go right into your fear. You go into a place of fear, and when you're afraid, you act out, you get a little crazy, You don't want to do that because you want to remain open. Because this is improvisation and this is acting, and if you want to land, he's always talking about landing stuff. That was a separate thing, and this is how we do it. You want to land that line. You want to look in someone's eyes and land the line. I love that. That's a separate point. I just remembered all these wonderful things. I'm going to actually mention some of them now. We've got a few extra minutes. We're doing great on time. He would say things like, now if you're starting to feel your energy dip, shake up your inner Coke can. It was stuff like that. Isn't that great? I love that. I have a whole list of them that I would look at before I would do every one of my shows. I would read this list. It was like play like you were a kid on a playground. It was all these great things. But the one that he would always, getting back to my point about, getting into a fear place and dark place, he would say, you always want to try to get to the love and light. You want to just, if you're in a fear or a dark place, just go for the love and light, meaning, and a lot of direction in acting, especially, this is another great thing he taught me, you don't question a direction from a director. He could tell you, one of the directions he gave me one time was like, add 10% syrup, go. And you don't go, wait, syrup, what? What do you mean, what do you mean by syrup? And if you talk like that, you make it even worse, I suppose. In any case, no, you just add 10% syrup immediately. You just don't even think about it, because inside the idea is you just know as a creative being. I know it sounds hippy-dippy. My dad's rolling his eyes as we speak. What is this hippy-dippy? What is this stuff? No, I'm just teasing my dad. He doesn't care anymore. The man's 84. You don't mind me telling everyone that, do you, Dad? Of course not. Let me know in the comments section below if you have a problem with it, but be sure to fill it out in triplicate. I tease Dad. Okay. All right, getting back to the love and light. So this was such a great direction, I thought, to just, if you're getting thrown, immediately think the words, essentially, love and light. And then go towards the place where you're going to be loving, open, and in light. Whatever that means, you just sort of, your mind knows, put it that way, okay? If you can be creative, you know. And what I ended up doing, because at that point early on with my show, I wasn't playing any Beatles songs. I was improvising my own songs. I'd pick up my guitar. I happen to have a guitar right here. We're going to be using it shortly. Stay tuned for that. And I would play, like, oh, I'm working on a new song, it's called One Community. Actually, I would close the show with One Community. We played One Community. Deb liked that song. I appreciate that very much, Deb. We got to catch up, Deb. Miss you. Okay, let me get to it so we can continue on. But basically, I ended up writing a song called Love and Light. And I figured in my mind it would be a great device that if I felt like I was being there was always one jerk in every audience, no kidding, who wanted to stump the Beatle. I have a question. I took questions from anybody in the audience, and it was all improvised with them, so they could ask anything of any Beatle. And some guy would raise his hand inevitably and say something dumb like, all right, George, how many raisins did you eat in 1966? And he was acting like he knew the answer because he was well studied on the Beatles. This fella, this schmendrick, if I can borrow a word from my friend Bupkis, this guy. So instead of getting flustered, not that I would, I'd actually enjoy that question, I might pick up my guitar and work my way into the answer about love and light and just play the song, find a way to play the song. And I would find that I would use George often to play that song. It felt like a very George song. And so eventually I recorded the song on an EP called Songs from John, Paul, George, Ringo. Don't worry, I know the name of my own record. What have I done? Live! What are you going to do? Okay, well, I recorded it, and then I ended up making a video for this song, Love and Light, here in my apartment. All I had to do was shut the lights off and use about 70 boxes of matches. Ha! Check it out.
Love and light, that's what I need tonight. Love and light, that's what I'm praying for tonight. Love and light, that's what I want tonight. Love and light, that's what I'm staying in tonight. When sensitivity overwhelms me, when I think I can't see, I blindly step into the love and light. Love and light, that's what I want tonight. Love and light, that's what I'm asking for tonight. When I feel so defensive, when I feel uptight, when I feel apprehensive, I move forward towards love and light. When I'm feeling low and I feel as though I'm trapped in an undertow, if I let it go, allow myself to grow, all I want to know is love and light. Love and light, that's what I need tonight. Love and light, that's what I'm praying for tonight.
How many candles tonight? Let's see if I can carry the 2, square root of x. I got it! 7th candle. It was my understanding there was to be no math. Happy Hanukkah.
Don't worry, Bupkis, on this show, no math indeed. Okay, well, Love and Light and Bupkis all in one fell swoop. God almighty, between Bupkis and myself on that one video, if we had bought up the match stock, we would have cornered the market, I tell you. I don't know. In any case, this brings us along to a section for which I would like to share a song with you, a song that I've played you the recording of on a previous but recent show, and it's one that I pulled out my old guitar and capo and the old sheet music for. It's a song about my desire to make it in the business, my desire to not be a never been. You've heard of a has been? Well, I could say I'm a never been. I haven't even been there yet, but I'm going to get there as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to get on your radar screen. Enjoy. Gonna get on your radar screen, come on. Gonna get on your radar screen, I have seen days, shades of murky and gray from the bottom feet of my existence. And all the daily bred radio silences, torturous forms of resistance. Rise to your surface, I pine for momentum of purpose. Gonna get on your radar screen, come on. Adrenaline just like amphetamine on your radar screen, come on. Part of Ballerama and part of Theme on your radar screen. I have seen years transparently clear in my constant need for attention. The tree I've reared for the fruit it is shed, there's a lack of public comprehension. Sending my best out its grist for the mill. To hit your bullseye better still. Gonna get on your radar screen, come on. It's drama for me to be a never been on your radar screen. Come on. Screen, come on, radar screen. There's no stopping me now, I'm plowing through barriers that kept me compliant. Safeties are off and my spirits aloft, soft inhibitions are gone. Radar screen, come on, radar screen. Gonna get on, gonna get on, gonna get on. Gonna get on, gonna get on, gonna get on. Gonna get on your radar screen, your radar screen. Yeah. You know, as much as I haven't been practicing that song, I don't feel I could do the recording the justice it deserves. So let's see if I have the recording still queued up. Let's see if we're lucky tonight. Gonna get on your radar screen, come on. Gonna get on your radar screen, I have seen days, shades of murky and gray from the bottom feet of my existence. And all the daily bred radio silences, torturous forms of resistance. Venting
just like amphetamine on your radar screen. Come on. Heart of Alabama and heart of theme on your radar screen.
I have for years been transparently clear in my constant need for attention. The tree I've reared for the fruit it is shared, there's a lack of public comprehension.
Sending my best out expressed for the mill to hit your bullseye better still. Now I'm plugging on your radar screen, come on. It's trauma for me to be a never be radar screen. Come on, radar screen. Come on, radar screen. There's no stopping me now. I'm plowing through barriers that kept me compliant. Safeties are off and my spirits are lost. Soft inhibitions are gone.
Your radar screen, radar screen. Gonna get on your radar screen, your radar screen. Gonna get on your radar screen, your radar screen. Gonna get on your radar screen, your radar screen. Gonna get on, gonna get on, gonna get on.
Eighth and final night of Hanukkah, eighth and final candle. Thanks for helping me celebrate. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. I'm Bupkis.
Oh, yes. Don't mind me. I'm just enjoying something from my Dave J. Tuesday Tumblr. Did I mention? I think I did, that we have a whole store of Dave J. Tuesday paraphernalia. Look at all that fine stuff. Yeah, that's right. Check it out. All right. Well, I'm afraid that's about all we have for tonight. We're going to be bringing the show in for a landing in just moments, but not before I blather and digress for just a little bit longer. After all, for goodness sakes, we're bringing the show in on time for once, and it's been several months since we began this show. We began this show in beginning of September, right after Labor Day, and we're actually going to bring it in the time format that we had hoped to bring it in on. We've never been able to do that before, so somehow it's worked out for tonight. So I want to wish you a very happy and healthy Hanukkah, if that's what you celebrate. Maybe it's Kwanzaa that you delight in. Well, if so, happy and healthy Kwanzaa. I don't know how to spell it, but for goodness sakes, you should enjoy it nonetheless. It was my understanding there was to be no spelling. I'm kidding, I can spell it. I was just saying that for the effect of the comedy. Yes, probably comedy with a K, and I apologize for that very notion. In any case, if you're celebrating Christmas, it's coming right up, and we're going to be doing some more, I suppose. I don't even know what's coming up. I would have played you a Tuesday teaser, but I'm not sure what to tease. I have a lot of things planned, and I'm not sure when I'm going to put them in, which show they're going to happen on and what's going to happen next. So we're just going to sort of fly by the seat of our pants, so to speak. After all, that's what the world is basically doing. I know inoculations are going out and so forth. Inoculation, word of the day.
Word of the day.
But what are you going to do? We're going to do the best we can. You're going to do the best you can. And we're going to enjoy our time together, whatever we may do. In any case, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really a pleasure to do this. I have a passion for doing this, and I'm delighted that you might enjoy it. So, Deb, thanks for coming in. Mom and Dad, I'll be speaking with you soon. Anybody else enjoying it, please let us know in the comments section below. And remember, we're here every Tuesday night, live, Eastern Standard Time, currently at the Facebook page, Dave J from NYC. We post it on YouTube, same thing, Dave J from NYC. Please do go there and subscribe. We have a lot more content that's there constantly for many, many years. Tons and tons of content for you to check out. So till next week, until next time, I thank you again. Have a great night. I'm Dave J, and this is Dave J Tuesday.